Uh, so I think it's awesome that you guys are here. Just so you guys know, the medals, silver medal from 2008. This is Pan American Games. This is my favorite medal from 2016. You have to win the Pan American medal, gold medal, to get to the Olympics. There's another way to qualify, but it's extremely hard. You got to go through Europeans. So you guys can check them out after. I'm not going anywhere anytime quickly. You guys want to hold them, take pictures. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, and you'll understand why I tell you. Some people have heard it that I've worked with, but I think it's awesome that you guys are here at this age. As I told you before, I didn't even have ODP when I was playing water polo. I think it's great that they have the structure they have with the great coaches that they have, to work your way up to the national team and hopefully represent your country in the Olympic Games. I started playing water polo freshman in high school. I was a field player my freshman year. I wasn't even a goalie till my sophomore year. I ended up playing goalie for 3 years. I wasn't heavily recruited. I grew up in Palos Verdes with the Peninsula High. At that time, they were a Division II school. The farthest I got in CIF was to the semifinals. Never won a CIF championship. And I had to walk on to my college. I looked at Cal Berkeley, USC, Pepperdine, and Redlands. I honestly thought I was going to end up at Redlands. Walked on to Pepperdine University, met Coach Schroeder, and told him that I was going to be his new starting goalie. He thought I was a little crazy. He never watched me play. Didn't even know who I was. But he said he'd give me the opportunity if I got into the school on my own to come out and try out for the team. Got into the school and ended up trying out. Worked extremely hard, came in the best shape possible, beat out a goalkeeper that was highly recruited as a freshman and a senior that was playing for all 4 years. Then ended up playing for 4 years at Pepperdine. My junior year in 1997, we won the national championship, and that propelled my career. Back then, that's how you got invited to the national team. I got a handwritten letter, which doesn't exist much anymore, by the national team coach saying he'd like me to come out and train with Team USA. Ended up training with the team for the 2000 Olympics. Was one of the young guys, knew I was probably going to get cut. Ended up getting cut before the 2000 Olympic Games, which I totally understood, and ended up playing professionally in Spain for a year. So those of you who don't know, there's a big professional league over in Europe. I played in Spain for a year, Croatia for a year, and Italy for 2 years. That was my first year playing in Spain. Came back and started training for Coach Radko Rudic, one of the most winningest coaches in water polo history, also one of the hardest coaches. Ended up training extremely hard for the 2004 Olympic Games for 3 years, and I was the last person cut a month before the Olympics. It was devastating. Ended up deciding if I was going to play water polo anymore, and actually took 2 years off of water polo, thought I was done. And kind of just gave up and said, I'm not going to play water polo anymore, I got cut. Got a phone call from Coach Terry Schroeder in 2006. He became the assistant coach. Ricardo Azevedo was the head coach. And ended up calling me and said that they'd like me to come back and try out for the team. They said they need a good goalkeeper if they're going to do anything in the 2008 Olympic Games. Was working in the mortgage industry, super successful at that time, but I had a goal that I wanted to represent Team USA, and dropped everything and started training again for Team USA. It was extremely hard. Imagine being out of the water for 2 years. How do you guys feel after being out of the water for 2 weeks? It's rough, right? It's like you're jumping into oil. So I told him it would take me at least a year to get back into shape. It took me a year. Ended up working extremely hard. Made the Olympic team in 2008. Was named the starter about a month before the games. And we were ranked 9th going into those Olympic Games. And ended up shocking the world. Made it to the gold medal game. And unfortunately lost to Hungary. That was their 3rd gold medal in a row. Which is extremely impressive. That's 12 years of dominance. But was pretty excited, but didn't really realize what I'd done at that time, because you win a silver medal, you really think you lost the gold. And I know some of you guys have been there where you got the bronze medal team super jazzed, next to you because they won a medal. They might not have won a medal. They're playing for third or fourth. The gold medal team is obviously extremely excited, and you're just sitting there with your head down. In Team USA, what do we go to the Olympics for? Win gold, right? That's in our heads. Like, you guys see it on TV. USA goes for gold. So ended up being named to the all-world team with Tony Azevedo there. I was considered the best goalkeeper in the world that year. Tony was one of the best attackers in the world that year, and that propelled my career internationally to play professionally. That's when I got taken on to Croatia. I played a year in Croatia, then 2 years in Italy, leading up to the 2012 Olympic Games. Could have played another year, but all of us decided to not go play professionally and stick together for a whole year to try and win that gold medal. Only 3 different people from 2008 to 2012 on the roster. So we all stuck together because we wanted to win that gold medal. 2012 Olympic Games was kind of where we really realized how hard it is to even make it to the gold medal game. Water polo is one of the only sports in the Olympics that goes the whole 2 weeks. So usually it's, one sport will go a week, and then they'll have the second week off or flip-flop. So you have to be consistent for 2 weeks, which is extremely hard. 2012, we had a great first week, doing well, but once after we got out of bracket play, ended up losing a lot of games, ended up getting 8th in the 2012 Olympic Games. So that's when it really sunk in how special winning a silver medal was. Because, going to the Olympics and being in every game and having a chance to win a medal, it's a great feeling. And I'll tell you, when you're playing for 7th or 8th place, it's pretty devastating because in all honesty, once you get knocked into that 5th or 8th bracket, it's really hard to stay concentrated because you're not going to get a medal. Ended up thinking that I was going to retire again. I got the opportunity to coach at Pepperdine University. I've been coaching there since 2012. Actually was going to go play in Romania with one of my biggest contracts ever, but gave that up because I got the opportunity to coach at the college level. Been coaching at Pepperdine ever since 2012. And new coach, Dan Udovicic, who's still the coach, gave me a phone call after a year and said he'd like me to come back to the 2016 Olympic Games. Was excited about it. I did not think that was in my future. Talked to Coach Schroeder, who coaches at Pepperdine as well, and with our athletic director, and they were very supportive of me continuing to try and win a gold medal, represent Team USA, and still coach at Pepperdine. 2016 Olympic Games, got knocked out after the first week. So again, a completely different experience, right? Didn't even get to play the second week. Every Olympic Games is different. Obviously, what I've taken from it is representing your country is very special just to get there. So I appreciate that. But you got to go in no matter what. As long as you give 100% into your training, which I know I did, I was happy with my performance. I can tell you, I have teammates that look back and didn't give 100% every day, and they have regrets. So if anything, I want you guys to learn a couple things from my speech. Every day in practice, give 110%. And no matter what happens, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I gave everything. Because I know firsthand from some of my best friends that they look back and say, I could have done this different, I could have done that, I could have gave more. And you don't want to look back and say, woulda, shoulda, coulda. And then the other thing is anything is possible if you work hard. Do not give up if you get cut. I'm living proof. I got cut in the 2004 Olympic Games a month before. And, I did not give up. If I gave up, I wouldn't be a 3-time Olympian. I wouldn't have been considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And wouldn't have a silver medal in my pocket right now, right? So I always have a mentality that if I work hard and give 110%, anything's possible. Again, a lot of you guys, when I talked to you in the beginning, I asked you how many you want to go to college. All of you guys raised your hands. That's very important. trust me, one thing I'm going to tell you as a college coach, the day and age of, oh, I'm a great athlete, I'm going to get into school no matter what, is gone. You have to focus on your studies. Do not let getting bad grades close doors for you in college. All right, that's extremely important. And again, if you're not heavily recruited, don't stress out about it. You know, reach out to coaches, show them video, go to games, try and meet them. I always tell kids, pick 5 schools and go and meet those coaches. And you know, institutional camps are a great way to see how the coaches do things. So get your name out there. It's very hard as a coach to see everyone, trust me. You know, you get over 50 emails a day. And you know, if you attach a video, I guarantee you coaches will look at it. So that's a huge thing that I think you guys got to take is, you know, if people just say, oh, I want to go to college, hopefully I get recruited, be proactive, get your name out there. Unless a coach says, don't email me anymore, keep emailing them. Because anything can happen, and if you get the chance to walk on and prove yourself, you know, you could make a name for yourself. So that's my story a little bit. I'm going to open it up to you guys to ask questions. You know, that's the shorter version for sure. But I know you guys have had a long weekend. But I kind of want you guys just to get the gist of, you know, my story's a lot different than some guys that have been on the national team and in college. That a lot of the guys that have been recruited heavily and, you know, basically never got cut in their life. So I just want you guys to hear my story because I think it's important to give back to kids, because when I was your age, I never met an Olympian. I never had anyone tell me, you know, hard work's gonna pay off. So anyone have questions about college, about Olympics, about playing internationally, there's no bad question. I promise.